Thank you. Mr. President, Ethiopia is at a critical juncture. Recent developments demonstrate the need to address issues plaguing the country in a comprehensive and sustainable way. The consequences of not doing so could be disastrous. After almost 8 months of conflict, the federal government of Ethiopia announced on 28 June a unilateral ceasefire in Tigray, citing the need to address the humanitarian crisis in the region. Subsequent to the announcement, the Ethiopian National Defense Force and the Provisional Tigray Administration withdrew from Tigray's capital, Mekele. Mr. President, once again, and predictably, civilians have paid the heaviest price in an armed conflict. An estimated 1.7 million people have been displaced, with more than 60,000 refugees crossing into Sudan. I call on the parties to place paramount concern on the protection and well-being of civilians.
Tragically, these stories remain pervasive. As Oja told us recently, tragedies of historic proportions are taking place in Tigray, and that's why we called for this meeting today. It's important for the people of the region to hear our voices and to know they haven't been forgotten, and for the parties to the conflict to know that we are watching. We know that millions of civilians in the region are desperately suffering, and we called for today's briefing because the conflict needs to end. We need to marshal more funding and scale up the UN response. We need to ensure respect for international humanitarian law and humanitarian access, and we need public accountability for the atrocities that have been committed.